Blessed weekend to everybody. Welcome to another session this Saturday, October 15. Please come on in and share. Let everybody know that we are live as we talk about dealing with financial stress in marriage. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and share as well. Good morning, please, as you come in, comment, let us know where you're watching from. And please make sure you share as well. Let's get more people in. Greetings, Kokoyon. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Star Girl. Greetings to everybody who is connected right now. Please, can you share? Today we are dealing with something very, very important. Make sure you comment. Let's know you are here and invite more people. Thank you. Thank you so much, Star Girl. Thank you. Greetings, Kiara. Greetings, Brunhilda. Thank you so much for joining. Please share as much as you can. Share to groups, share to your friends, share on your timeline, please. Thank you so much for those who are sharing. Greetings to you, Marvin. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Jacinta. Thank you, Block Promo Arena. Thank you for joining. You're always here. Thank you. So today we are talking about dealing with financial stress in marriage. Please keep sharing. We should start here in the next few minutes. Thank you, Boyenda Lawazal. Thank you. Always here. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Please continue to plead with us to share. Let's get in more people. Thank you so much, Titi. Thank you, dear. Love you. So this is also live on YouTube. For those who are not on Facebook. So you can share on WhatsApp. Share to your people on WhatsApp. Share to groups. What it is asking if Douala people are here. If you are watching right now and you are in Douala, please indicate. I am really so sorry, Brenda. It says the magnification of your screen is too small. That's because I'm using a phone right now. I'm still trying to fix some things with my laptop. So I'm using a phone at this moment. And given that I'm on this platform, I think this is all that they can. This is the only way they can have it. So I apologize. I wish I could fix it. Gong Annabelle, thank you for joining. Yes, she's in Douala. It looks like Douala is winning this morning, this afternoon in Cameroon. Thank you, Douala. Thank you, Douala, for joining. All right. So we are talking about financial stress in marriage, how to deal with financial stress. And for us to really talk about this and get the results that we need to get out of this, we have to talk about what financial stress is, the causes of financial stress, and how we can actually deal with financial stress. Thank you, Pretty Lee. Thank you, Helen. Thank you for joining. So what is financial stress? And before I go ahead, let me just ask us, because I know financial stress is something that most people have gone through, most people have experienced. So have you experienced financial stress at some point? It's just like emotional tension that is specifically related to money. Has anybody faced any financial stress? Like there have been times that you feel like things are not working out for you financially, and you look at the journey ahead of you, and you are not sure what step to take. You are not sure what next to do. Greetings, Olivia. Thank you. So money is one of the leading causes of stress in marriages. Money. After infidelity, the next thing that is one of the leading stress in marriage after infidelity is money issues. Money issues. And sometimes we don't come out clear. Good afternoon, Irene. Thank you for joining. Sometimes we don't even come out clear that is the main problem that is causing issues in the marriage. Sometimes we may not even see that is the actual reason why there's misunderstanding, why there is problems. And like I always say, this is not only for married people, even for those who are not married. If you are not careful with financial issues, if you're not careful with financial dealings, you will still have a lot of issues in your life. You will still have a lot of stress in your life. So that is why it's good for us to talk about this. So feel free, if you want to share your experience, if you want to talk about how you have faced financial stress before, how you overcame that stress, please, this is a platform. We are a family. Let's go ahead and share ideas just to help each other in the area of financial stress in our homes. Thank you, Rose. Thank you for joining. So, so according to some studies that I was just reviewing a lot of things, also looking at my experience that has had to do with financial issues. And I'm asking myself, is there a specific income requirement for a happy marriage? Is there a specific income requirement for a happy marriage? Please, let's know what you're talking about. So what it is, I said, she's asking what is financial stress. So financial stress is that emotional tension that is specifically related to money issues. So you're stressed out, you are feeling down, you are depressed because of things that are connected to money issues. So it can be in the area of debts, it can be in the area of even feeding, even being able to feed. So a lot of things that can bring that financial stress, that emotional tension, that feeling of inadequacy, that feeling of feeling down, feeling depressed because of money issues. Because, let me say, because of limited financial resources. So that emotional tension, that pressure that you feel because of money issues, because of financial issues. I know that at one point in our lives, we must have been stressed, we must have been pressured, we must have been feeling down, maybe because we are not able to meet up financially, because we are not able to live up to a certain expectation. Does that make sense, Titi? So has anyone experienced financial stress? Have you had any experience like that before, that you are emotionally tensioned? Greetings to you, Karen. Thank you. Happy Saturday to you as well. You're emotionally tensioned. You're feeling down. Financial issues are in your head. So many things are running, occupying your head. All of them are money issues. All of them are money situations. All of them are related to money. Okay, Jacinta says there is no income standard for a happy marriage. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I was asking that question. Is there like a particular income standard for a happy marriage? And like she rightly said, there is no particular income standard. There is no particular income that you will say, if you are making this amount, this would make your home happy. If you are making this amount, if this is how much you are bringing in, this will make your home happy. There is none. Thank you, Olivia. There is none. Titi says the explanation is clear. Thank you, Titi. There is no financial income, a particular level of it, that will make your marriage happy. But then there are certain financial behaviors that can lead to marital strife. So sometimes it is not about how much you are making. Sometimes it's not about how much you are not making. Sometimes it's not about how much you are bringing in. But sometimes it's about the financial behavior. It's about some financial attitudes. It's about some things that you do that affect your finances and thereby affect your relationship, thereby affect your marriage, thereby bring stress, bring strife, bring misunderstanding in your marriage. Jacinta says financial resources will always be limited. It all depends the way you both manage the resources at your disposal. Thank you so much. That is exactly what I'm saying here. So it's not about how much you're making. It's not about how much you are able to bring home, but now the financial behaviors. What kind of financial behaviors do you have to ensure that you maintain a certain level financially? All right. So what is the main issue? The main issue is that most couples do not really talk about finances. Most people do not discuss money. Most couples do not discuss money. And this is something that should be discussed even before marriage. Even before marriage. You are talking about marriage. You're talking about starting a life together. You're talking about living together, raising a family. Have you also talked about finances? Have you talked about your finances? Have you talked about your present finances? And then have you talked about your financial plans, your financial goals? Do you think that both of you are at the same level financially? Is that financial understanding between the two of you? What is the financial plan? So these discussions we're encouraging in marriage, but then this kind of discussions are encouraged before marriage. Usually most people will not talk about this before marriage. Why? Because when you start talking about money, maybe as a lady, if you start asking some questions about money, the person will think that you are just being money minded, or you are the reason why you are stepping into that marriage. You are trying to see how much they have, how much they are earning, how much they are keeping before you marry them. But actually that financial knowledge before is even very important. Jacinta says, but if one partner has other things that he or she is doing with money, secretly leaving one person to handle the home, it becomes a burden to the person doing it. Perfect. We are building up something. We are coming to this point that you just mentioned. So financial issues, financial problems can cause immense issues in marriage. Thank you, Mirabel. Can cause immense issues in marriage. It can strain the marriage relationship. It can strain the marriage relationship. Even the strongest relationships can be shaken by financial issues. The strongest relationships can be shaken by financial issues. There are marriages that started off so well. Everything was going great until there was a financial issue that came up. There are marriages that have started up on very good footing. Everything was looking beautiful until there was like the unveiling of some financial issues that just destabilize the entire family, destabilize the union, destabilize the home. And now you see people constantly arguing about money issues. Thank you, Odette. Thank you for joining. People constantly arguing about marriage issues, money issues, and that's taking a toll on the marriage. Imagine that on a daily basis, the arguments that are in the home are about money. On a daily basis, the arguments that are in the home are about money has gone up, money has come down, money had to do this, money had to do that. That causes a toll on the relationship, no matter how strong the relationship has been. So there are a lot of things that need to be considered. So financial disagreements are a major source of conflict in relationships, a major source. I already mentioned here that after infidelity, the next thing is financial misunderstandings. That's a major source of conflict in marriage, major source of conflict, even in those that are yet to marry. People who are still building up their relationship, who are working towards marriage. At some point, you would still see that some of the misunderstandings would be around marriage. Please share, please share, please share, please share. Thank you so much. Share as much as you can. So there's we always talk about compatibility. During courtship, you try to make sure that you are compatible with this person. And so the things that we look at is maybe religious, we look at some physical traits, we look at maybe the way the person talks, the way the person responds, and all of that. But financial compatibility too is very important. Financial compatibility is very, very important. You need to understand the financial personality of the person that you are about to get married to. You need to understand the financial stand of that person that you are about getting married to. Both ladies and men, both men and ladies. That's very important. You need to understand their financial stand. All right, let's come back to the area of marriage, which also would help us who are still to get married to understand these things, so that when we step into a marriage, we do not step in as ignorant people or don't step in confused. We get to know these things before we are going in. So the first aspect that I will mention, so we are talking about what actually causes this financial stress. What are the things that cause this financial stress in marriage? Excuse me. Please share. Please share. If you are still here, make sure you're sharing. Share to groups, share to different platforms. And thank you. So what are the causes of financial stress in marriage? Number one that I want to talk about and stress on is financial infidelity. We have talked about infidelity. Infidelity here is a lot different from the financial infidelity I want to mention. So what is financial infidelity? Financial infidelity is when a partner has secret financial dealings, secret accounts, secret assets. They do things secretly when it comes to finances. They have secret bank accounts. They have secret things that they are doing. They have secret assets. So let me tell you guys a story. I was watching a certain program, and this man and the wife, they came to that program. I can't remember the name of that program. But what was the main issue? The main issue was this man was struggling financially. And the wife, it looks like the wife was not working. So he was the one struggling, taking care of the rent, taking care of everything financially in the home. Paying rents every month, struggling and making sure that they are meeting up financially. But what he later discovered was that this house that they were staying in, that he has been paying rent for many months, for many years, for about 2 years, was actually owned by the wife. Can you imagine? Greetings to you, Miranda. Thank you. Was owned by the wife. So all along, the rent that he has been paying, all along, the money that he has been stressing and giving for rent, that money was coming back to the wife. The man did not know. And the wife never made as if she had any money. The wife never made as if she was able to support him in any way. All that she did was, she's not working, and for that reason, she's not able to assist. And this man was struggling and paying this rent, but this house was owned by the wife. Imagine how this man will feel after knowing all of this. Imagine the kind of strife that this will bring in a home after this kind of revelation. That your husband is struggling, your husband is paying for everything, your husband is doing everything, but then you have this house he's paying for, so the money is coming back into your pocket. You have this bank account, you have money that you have stocked in a bank account. You have gone ahead, you have bought a plot of land, you are doing some things. Financial infidelity, that is a source of strife. Thank you so much, Honorine. Thank you for joining. Please, as you join, just share. Let's bring in more people. That is a source of strife in a home. That's a source of misunderstanding. That's an argument that may never really end. And I'll come back to say that even though I'm bringing this up, that some women may be financially unfaithful to their husbands, it also comes back now to the husband. Is there something that you did that made this woman to be this financially unfaithful? Because sometimes some women have given and given and given, open up and show the men, this is how much I have. And the moment you show them that this is how much I have, the next thing is that, give it to me. The next thing is that, give everything. And then it is spent carelessly. So when we are looking at this, we should also look at some of the things that can cause this financial infidelity. But that notwithstanding, husband and wife, we are supposed to be open to each other in a way that we are not hiding things. We are not hiding our financial resources, not hiding money, hiding accounts, hiding assets from each other. At that point, it shows that there is issues in the marriage that need to be dealt with. So financial infidelity, in some cases, it will be people hiding purchases from their partner. You know that if this thing that you're about to buy, this man or this woman would not approve of it. So you buy it and hide. You buy and then you say, this is something that a friend gave to me. This is a gift that my uncle gave, my auntie gave, or something like that. Financial infidelity. Titi says the men push women to a certain level. If you are with a man and you are independent, he automatically believes that you don't lack anything. Wow. Yeah, and that's true. And that's true. That is why we will come back to the place of actually talking about these finances. Talk about these finances and make each other understand what are the goals. What are you doing with the money? You know, sometimes when you look at your husband, you look at your wife, you look at your fiancé, you're like, actually, you are making this much. But at the end of it, you don't see what you are making out of this amount, what you are doing with this money. You begin to wonder, what are you actually doing with your money? You cannot dress well. You cannot eat good food. You cannot do anything. There is no project that you are working on. There is nothing that you're actually doing, but the money is not there. So sometimes husband and wife are like, what are you actually doing with your money? So we have mentioned financial infidelity as one of the reasons that can bring financial stress in marriage. Hiding things, hiding assets, hiding bank accounts, hiding purchases. Greetings to you, Franklin. Greetings, Cynthia and Lovely. Thank you for joining. Please, as you come in, just share. Thank you so much. So financial infidelity is one of the things that will cause bring financial stress and cause this misunderstanding, financial misunderstandings in homes. The next thing that I will be talking about is debt. Debt. What is debt? Money that you owe. You owe individuals, money that you owe groups, money that you owe meetings, money that you owe banks, money that you even owe money lenders. Debts. This is able to bring stress in the home, bring stress in the marriage, even in the life of individuals, even if you are not married. Debts have the way to bring stress upon your life. Even the Bible says it that a debtor is a slave to a lender. A debtor is a slave to the lender. So it takes you to a place of slavery. It takes you to a place where you feel inadequate. You owe money, you owe this, you owe that. Financial institutions, Jangi groups, individuals in the quarter. And some people hide these debts from their partners until maybe at some point it gets so much to a certain level that the woman or the man gets to discover it, that this is what you have been owing. Some people actually acquire this debt because of marriage. They want to get married. There is pressure to measure up. There is pressure to please people. There is pressure to impress. Thank you so much, Franklin. Thank you so much, Franklin. Thank you, Honorine. Honorine says the worst is when you can't explain what you did with the borrowed money, and that is the very simple truth. That okay, this is the debt situation. You're owing the bank. You are owing meetings. You're owing Jangi groups. You're owing individuals. You're owing money lenders. Because what happens is you will now go to rob Peter to come and pay Paul. Now you're owing Peter. Peter is on your neck. You go to borrow money from a money lender at 20% interest. Can you imagine 20% interest to come and pay Peter? So the money starts growing. The money starts growing as interest is adding on money. Interest is adding. So some debts are acquired at the time of getting married. Please share, please share, please share. Thank you. Some debts are acquired at the time of getting married. You know, nowadays, traditional marriages or court marriages or church weddings, I'm talking about weddings, are more like there are some kind of parties now. And people are trying to measure up. Some people come and set the standard. And then the next people are coming behind, they want to meet up with that standard. And those who are coming behind want to meet up with a certain standard. And so much money is being pumped into the wedding. People borrow money. I saw something funny. Somebody posted that some people are separated, but the man is still paying debts that he borrowed for the wedding. Imagine that. Marriage is no more, but the debts that were acquired for the wedding, they're still making payments. They're still making payments. So it is good to talk about this debt. It is good to take a look at your debt situation. Take time, really sit down and write them down. Write them down. Write them down. This is how much I owe here. 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 Once that is already written down, the next thing is look at what caused the debt situation. How did you get into that debt situation? One reason could be excessive spending. Sometimes we just do more than ourselves. In fact, sometimes we outdo ourselves. You're earning very little, but you want to impress people by staying in a big house. You want to impress people by driving a car. You want to impress people in one way or the other. Or sometimes it's a result of failed investments. Maybe somebody just came up to you and told you that this is something that you can invest in. If you invest in now, you start getting 100,000 every month. You start getting 200,000 every month. Your money will double. In that quest to make quick money, you took your money and you put into that investment. You took your money and you deposited into that investment, and then within a very short period of time, it crashed. After that crash, that is what you have been looking up to. That is what you have been depending on. The money is gone. Failed investments can take people into debt. Now you are not able to meet up with your financial needs. You have to extend a hand to take from here, to take from there, to meet up. Some of the things that lead people into debt is unexpected situations, unexpected disasters, unexpected things that come up. Okay, let's look at the situation in the northwest and southwest of Cameroon right now. Most people had to run to maybe Yaoundé, Douala, to other towns. And life in those other towns may be more expensive than from where you were. Is this making sense to anybody? Please let me see your comment. If this is making sense, let me see your comment. Unexpected issues, unexpected sickness. Somebody just falls sick now. You rush to the hospital, they need to do this, they need to do that. They need to do this, and the bill is growing. The bill is growing unexpectedly. You now need to stretch your hand to get money from left and right. Titi said, let my data not disappoint me as usual. Topic goes, so what I hate most is borrowing money to rent a big house. For what? So many men will be pushed by women to rent a big house in which he can't be able to pay. Manage where your hands can reach. Thank you so much, Titi. That's very important. That's very important. So sometimes we stretch our hands to please somebody who at the end will not even be pleased. Sometimes some men go a long way. I remember somebody was talking to me. He took out money, sponsored this lady. She was going to ENS, sponsored her through ENS. And by the time she finished from ENS, now the point now is, you are not my type. You are not my type. And is going to get married to someone else. So those are some kind of, we can call that one a failed investment. That's a failed investment. Failed investment. And for some people, it will really just be that I cannot explain. I cannot explain how this is happening to me. I cannot explain what I'm doing with the money. I cannot explain. But the thing is that you are losing money and you're taking money from left and right to meet up. Olivia says big time failed investment. Failed investment. Invest in a lady, borrow money to invest in a lady, send her to school, pay everything for her, pay her house, and she's out of school now. You are no longer her type. You are no longer her type. You sponsor a lady from another country. Maybe you bring them over, maybe to the US, to the UK, to take them overseas. And by the time they reach overseas and their tentacles start going deep into the ground, they tell you that I am not ready for this marriage. In fact, I was forced to do this. You were not actually the person that I wanted to get married to. And that just becomes a failed investment for you. A failed investment for you. And I've mentioned that there are some people that cannot explain their debt situation. They cannot explain how they got to where they are financially. Seriously, some people, if you ask them, okay, this is how much you owe, these millions that you owe. what happened? One, there will be no project to back that debt situation. There will be nothing to actually back that debt situation. So many people find themselves in cases like that. And then I'll also mention maybe death in the family. Somebody died. A sudden death in the family, and everything has to be done very quickly. You find yourself stretching to give a befitting burial. Olivia says some girls get hurt. It is very true. This is happening. We have seen it. We have experienced it. Many girls, many ladies have crossed over with men that have sacrificed their everything for them, bring them overseas. And by the time their eyes open, that man is no longer their time. Maybe that man started working overseas, doing everything. The least money that he gets is sent over to these our beautiful ladies, to these our beautiful sisters. And by the time they come now, they just change color, and leave somebody's son financially frustrated. Because sometimes you're building up, you know that once there are two people are able to chase more. Two of you will be able to draw more resources together. But when one person now arrives and it's like, I'm no longer interested. It depends. It depends. And what about our parents? Some of our parents have borrowed money and sent their children overseas. Some of our parents have borrowed money, sent their children overseas. And when they got the travel, their focus now is no longer on their parents and that money on how to pay it back. Their focus now is on the girl they have met and their marriage plans. They never look back at that debt and allow parents to stress, allow their sponsors to stress. These are some things that bring financial stress to a lot of people. All right. Now, how do you deal with the financial stress that is brought about by debts? Number one, I have said, in the marriage, both of you will have to sit down and honest talk, honest communication, open up with all honesty and share the reason and share the debt. Write them down. Both of you write them down. This is what we have as debt. And now we have to tackle this debt situation. You can start with the ones that have higher interest. Start paying them down. Start paying them down. Honorine says, I remember the situation in Bambili. A situation in Bambili where a man killed a lady. He sponsored and killed himself because the girl later turned her back on him. The girl was at the time pregnant for a newfound man. It's very painful. It's painful. Oliver says, only God will help us. Indeed. And God is helping us, bro. God is helping us. So, like I'm saying, with that situation, be honest with yourself, be honest with your partner, be honest with your spouse, be honest with your partner to be honest with your husband to be honest with your wife to be, and talk about the situation. This is the debt situation. This is how much I owe. And this is how I'm planning on tackling this debt. And I would advise, always start with the one that has higher interest to pay down. That has higher interest to pay down. And it is good that you know your money personality. When I say money personality, what am I talking about? Your money personality is, are you a spender? Are you a saver? Are you an investor? If you know your money personality, this will help you to be able to tailor yourself within who you are. A spender is somebody, as money enters your hand, the next thing that you do is scatter it, spend it, spend it, spend it. A saver is somebody that when they hold money, they want to keep it. They want to keep their money. They want to hold on to their money. Please keep sharing as you come in. So know your money personality so that you are able to set boundaries for yourself. You can set boundaries for yourself. If you have noticed that you are so much of a spender, you can set boundaries. For example, if you are in Cameroon and you are a civil servant, you are a spender. The moment you take your money, you spend everything. You can set up something with your bank that as my money comes in, take off this portion of this amount, take off this percentage and put in this savings account or in this account that I will block for about a year. When money comes in, already just cut 30,000, take 20,000 and put into that account that I'm not able to touch maybe for a period of 1 year, and see how your money will build up for you. And even you, when you look at how much has built up, you will be very proud and happy with yourself. That will encourage you now to continue saving. Are we together? Also practice saving for rainy days. We have said here that sometimes the reason why we go into debt is because maybe something suddenly happened. Somebody suddenly fell sick, or somebody suddenly lost somebody in the family. We can practice saving for rainy days. They just put aside from every amount that you receive, any amount that you get, you put aside a small portion of it for, like you call it, this is my emergency fund. In meetings, we usually have that kind of fund. People that in Jangi groups or meetings, they usually have that kind of fund that's called solidarity fund. Solidarity fund, you just keep that money there in case of an emergency. In case of an emergency. So practice saving for rainy days. And like I said, honest and non-judgmental discussions. Come clean about your spending habits. Talk to your partner about your spending habits. Both of you talk about it. Come clean about it. Come clean about your debts, about how much you owe. The worst thing is for you to be financially stressed and then you're still hiding it from your spouse. You're sitting in the house every minute, say, hey, when they ask you what, no, nothing. Oh, somebody's on your neck. Somebody's on your neck. Financial institutions are on your neck. People are on your neck. Meetings are on your neck. All you can do in the house is, wait. Your husband asks, what is happening? No, nothing. I'm fine. Your wife, what is happening? Nothing. Do you guys know what I'm talking about, right? No, nothing. But you are being choked. You are financially choked. You have no peace. Some of this financial stress will make you feel that you are sick when you are not sick. Financial stress can make you go to the hospital. You think that you're sick now. You're not sick. It's just the financial stress. Financial stress will make some people gain weight, grow fat. You see them, you say, you don't fat or enjoyment. It's not enjoyment, no. Stress makes some people grow fat. And then stress, financial stress will make some people grow pale. Somebody that has been flourishing and looking fresh, you start seeing the person very cranky and looking dry, looking empty. Financial stress can take you to that level. Debts can take you to that level, especially the ones that you're hiding. Especially the ones that you're hiding from your spouse. Because now your husband does not know that is what you're going through. Your wife does not know that is what you're going through. So they're still maintaining a certain kind of life because they know that you can afford it. They still maintain a certain kind of life because they know that your family, you guys are able to afford it. But only you inside of you know that at this point, I'm not able to afford this. You're trying to maintain a certain kind of life. But if this person knew exactly what you're going through, if this person knew your financial stress, if this person knew your debt situation, they may assist you even by cutting down on expenses. They may assist you by both of you sitting down to look at how you can pull resources together to solve those issues. But when you are hiding it, you are stressed, you are cutting down, or you are, excuse me, Nathan, go upstairs. You see Sonia. Okay. You are stressed. You are cutting down. You are feeling sick. Today, you feel like it's your head that is aching. Tomorrow, it's like it's your tummy that is the problem. The next day, it's like it's your everything is doing you. Is it leg pain? Is it back pain? Is it headache? Everything is dealing with you, but you are not able to share it with the person that you are sitting close to. You are not able to share with your partner. And so that takes you into deeper stress because you have to be hiding. You have to be telling lies about what you are going through. You have to pull from other people to try to cover up. But communication at this point sometimes will help a lot. Just being able to tell your husband, to tell your wife that, see, this is the situation. This is the situation I am in right now. This is our position financially. This is our position financially, so that the expectations should no longer be the same. The expectations should no longer be the same. And then you will build now the courage for both of you to sit together and see how you can pool resources and work on that debt situation. All right. And we have talked about financial infidelity, which is one of the sources of financial stress. We have talked about debt, which is one of the sources of financial stress. And we are going to talk about our children. We're going to talk about children. Indeed, children blessing. Indeed, every family celebrates when we have a child. When God blesses us with a child, it is a moment of celebration. It's a moment of rejoicing. It's a moment of thanking God, having people come to celebrate with us, that God has blessed us with the fruit. God has blessed us with the seed. Now, the question now is, if you don't properly plan, if you don't properly plan for the coming of your children, if you don't properly plan, it may lead to misunderstanding. Why do I say so? Please, if you are still here, let me see your hand. If you are still here, I want you to touch the like button, touch the hearts. If you are still here, let me see you comment before we go ahead. Let me see you comment if you are still connected, please. So children are a source of blessing. Thank you, Loveline. Children are a source of blessing to us. But then if we do not plan well, greetings to you, Leonora. Thank you for joining. Please keep sharing. And if you are still connected, please let me see your comment. Children are a source of blessing. And when we have children, that changes a lot of our family dynamics. That changes a lot of our marriage dynamics. Thank you, Boyenda. Thank you. That changes a lot in our family dynamics. So if we do not plan well, way before time, we may step into financial stress, and it will not start looking as if our children are a burden to us, which is not supposed to be the case. Which is not supposed to be the case. Now, what do we have to plan? What do we have to plan? If both of you are working, thank you, Karen. What do we have to plan? If both of you are working and now you're having a baby, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ndi Nakoma. Thank you. It says, I strongly believe in that. May God help us. Amen. God will help us, and God is helping us. You are planning, you're having a baby. Excuse me. Now, both of you are working. What is going to happen now? Is somebody going to leave their work to take care of the baby? That is something that you have to talk about. Okay, I know for some jobs they will do give you like a few months of maternity leave. For some jobs. After 3 months, it's still a baby. After 3 months, what happens? Are you going to get somebody to take care of the baby? That is a financial expense now. You pay somebody to take care of the baby. Or are you going to take this baby to daycare, childcare? That's another financial expense that is coming in. Is your wife going to leave her work to take care of the baby? That's something that we will have to talk about. Because if we don't talk about it, and then it takes us by surprise now, you have a baby. The man is saying that you stop working. You guys have not discussed this. Now, the money that was coming in your direction will stop flowing. The things that maybe you were able to take care of by yourself, you will no longer be able to take care of. So the problem is not the child. The problem is not the coming of the child, but the planning that we need to put into it before our child comes. The planning that we need to put into it, especially here in the US, childcare is very expensive, very, very expensive. Childcare is very expensive. And then rents and other bills. We have to talk about that to see how we will manage those days. Olivia says, without enough salary serve. Yeah. So she says, how can you cope with a wife who is always driven by emotions to spend? Okay, so we will come to how to deal with these issues, which means that she is a spender. If she's driven by emotions to spend. Yeah, there's some people like that, they're driven by emotions to spend. Some people, when they are angry, they go out and spend. Some people, when they are happy, they just go out and they buy things. Some people, in their anger, that's when they go out to buy all sorts of things. So when we will talk about dealing with financial stress, and that's something that can bring a lot of financial stress. If somebody is spending money, I will use this word, irresponsibly, that you just spend. As the money enters your hand, you spend. When you are emotionally maybe depressed, you spend. If you are so happy and very joyful, you spend. You keep spending. So we'll talk about how to deal with these financial issues. So we plan our children before the child comes. Pregnancy is 9 months. We take our time and talk about it. What is going to change? What are the dynamics that are going to change after we have this baby? What are the things that are going to change? And then we work on making those adjustments. Which area are we going to make the adjustments? In which area are we going to make our financial adjustments so that we are still able to meet up with our basic needs? We're still able to meet up with our rents, meet up with our feeding, meet up with other things that we are doing. You make that plan way before the child comes, so that the coming of your child will not be like a surprise. Olivia says, that's my sister-in-law when she's angry. Yeah, there's some people like that. When they're angry, they just go out. Sometimes they buy even things that they do not need. Okay. The next aspect that brings in financial stress in a marriage, I'll call it power plays. I'll call it power plays. What is the meaning of power plays? Power plays is where one person, there is like the one person who is earning, or the person that is earning more, always wanting to dictate spending priorities. And this happens in the situations where one partner has a paid job and the other does not. So it happens in this situation where if you're married, maybe the husband has a job and the wife does not. You're married, maybe the wife has the job at this moment and the husband does not. Where does the financial strife come in? One person is working and the other person is not working. So the person who is working is dictating on the spending priorities. When I say dictating, they don't talk about it. It's like, this has to be this and it has to be like this because I am the one that is making the money. The other situation is where Both of them would really like to work, but are unemployed. But one is unemployed. The other situation is one spouse earning considerably more than the other person. One person earning more than the other person. I know, excuse me, in most situations when men earn more than the women, there's usually not a problem. But the biggest problem comes in when a woman starts earning more than the husband. Women, us now. When a woman starts earning more than the husband, she wants now to be the boss because I'm making more money. So those are some of the situations. Another one is when one partner comes from a family that is rich and the other one does not. Yeah, we see this happen every day. We see this happen every day. You are a guy, you just love this girl. She's from a very rich home. You are not. But then she loves you. And both of you go through the process and you get married. You know, the family is rich. So not only your wife will want to dictate on you, even your wife's family now is joining in to give you stress. She's coming from a wealthy home. They have set certain standards. They have set certain standards. This is how my daughter is supposed to be. This is how it has always been in our home. This is how we do things. This is how. And now this man is struggling to meet up. And this lady is more like dictating. So this is what I'm talking about, power plays. When one person is earning more than the other person and then working, dictating on the one that is not earning, dictating the financial priorities. In marriage, husband and wife, there's supposed to be total understanding and working as a team. Total understanding and working as a team. If not, this will bring a lot of strife. This will bring a lot of strife. That you're earning more and now you are dictating. If both of you actually sit down and work on, this is how these finances are going to be spent. This is how this money is going to be shared. You that is not working, maybe let me say as the wife, the man can delegate responsibilities of the home, of the like cooking, food feeding, taking care of the kids, maybe paying the bills. You can delegate that to your wife. But I also want to say this, as husband or wife, we are supposed to earn it. We are supposed to earn it. If you are somebody that spends carelessly, your husband may not entrust a certain amount of money into your hands for you to use to take care of the home. For example, if he gave you the first one, and after a while, there's no food in the house, they're asking you, where's the money? What happened to the money? You start telling stories that are like the Koino Road. You start telling stories. You made the budget. You are the one that said for a month or for a week, this is how much we will need to run the home. And your husband released that money to you. In 2 days, there is no food in the house, no food stuff. What happened to the money? So as you get the money, you start from Fundong, you go down Koino Road, you try to go up to Jinicom, it's not working, you come back. You tell a story that nobody can understand. And tomorrow you say that your husband does not want to give you the money, he wants to go buy things by himself because he has trusted you once, twice, 3 times, trusted you so many times, and you have failed. And you have failed in that trust. For those of you who do not know Koino, it's a road income. It's a road income. If you go down that road, as a driver and come back, then you're a real driver. Hello to Rosa and Jesse. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much, Sylvester. Thank you so much. So we have to, if we're saying that the higher earner should be able to delegate responsibilities, delegate some financial responsibilities to the lower earner, just to strike a kind of balance in the home. You that is the lower earner, make sure that you have earned it. Make sure that you do it with integrity. Make sure that when the money comes into your hand, at the end of it, you can actually give an account of what you did, so that it should not be one story to the other that is not adding up. Stories, you tell 5 different stories linked to the same amount, and none of those stories add up. So make sure. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Make sure that you are able to account for the money that is given to you to spend. Because sometimes when we are not working the money, sometimes when we are not the ones making the money, it is very sweet to eat. It is very sweet to eat because we do not know the stress that is involved. Until when you also start making money, that you understand that, it's not easy. It's not easy to make money. So if you are given a portion, if you are trusted with a certain amount to take care of the home, to take care of bills, to take care of this, make sure you do it and then you give an account. Do it and come back and give an account that, okay, this is how much you get. This is how I spent the money. You explain why some things are changing. You just make your husband understand that, with things changing right now, prices of things are very high in the market. So these are the changes I just realized today. I didn't even know. So this is how I spend the money, and this is the balance, or there's no balance left. You don't give an account and then you ask questions. You don't say anything that makes sense. He gives you again next time. You don't say anything that makes sense. Gives you again the third time. You don't say anything that makes sense. He may stop giving it to you. So sometimes when we are making some of our complaints that he doesn't give me money, maybe he has checked your spending and it is detrimental to the advancement of the family. Okay, so it is important that you cooperate as a couple, cooperate as a team, work as a team, work as a team. All right, and the other aspect that can bring in financial stress in the marriage would be extended family. Extended family. Both of you have to sit together and talk about why you're coming into your marriage. It is good that you tell your partner that, you see, in my family, I am the breadwinner. So my younger ones are depending on me, and this is what I do for them. This is what I do for them on a monthly basis. This is what I do for them on a quarterly basis. This is what I do for them on a yearly basis. Make that information clear. And also, you can let them know that because they are my younger ones, for now, I do not know, but maybe at some point, they may come to stay in our home. They may share our home with us. Let's discuss these things. Let's discuss these things so that it will not just be one fateful morning. Your wife or your husband is waking up and then there are bags packed outside. Family members have come to leave. Family members have come to go to school. Talk about these things. Sometimes it's very easy to say that people are wicked, but if you look at the circumstances that surrounded that encounter, they may not be very good. Sometimes some people will say, my wife does not want my family members to come and stay with us. Although there are some wicked ones like that. Please, if you are that type, change. But we have to talk about these things before time. Talk about them before time. This is how my family is. This is how many of us are there. This is what I do for my family on a monthly basis. That expectation should already be in your husband and in your wife. They already know that this is what you do for your family on a monthly basis. So that when you're making your plans, you're planning your finances, that portion should not even be a question. That portion should not be a question. So we will plan when we come into our marital family and we already have like that nuclear family. We don't forget that we also have an extended family. And what are the expectations? What are we supposed to do for our brothers and sisters? What are we supposed to do for our parents? Who are we supposed to, are we accommodating any of your family members? Are we accommodating any of my family members? We talk about it and agree. We talk about it and agree. Are we sponsoring our family members? Are we paying their fees? Maybe they're somewhere else, but are we paying the fees for your brother, your sister, my brother, my sister? Are we paying fees? Are we taking care of our parents? In which way are we taking care of your parents? In which way are we going to take care of my own parents? All of those things are supposed to be talked about and agreed as a family to avoid some kind of surprises and strife in the course of the marriage for financial issues. Today, you have sent money to your mother, and now their wife is saying that, okay, because you have sent money to your mother, you also have to send money to my mother. Today, you have paid fees for your brother. Because you have paid fees for your brother, even though my own brother, my parents are able to pay their fees, no, because you have paid fees for your brother, we also have to pay fees for my brother. Let's talk about these things and set the expectations. When you are coming into a union, especially those who are not yet married, you guys sit down and say, okay, let's talk about our family now. What is your responsibility over your family? When you, for example, if you get married to a first child, he or she still has younger ones. The parents maybe are not so well to do. And now he or she has emerged as the breadwinner of the family, has emerged as standing more like the father or the mother of their family. If you don't make these things clear to the person you are getting married to, it may bring strife at some point. So when we are talking about this marriage, we are stepping into this marriage, we are talking about this. You see me, I have these my younger ones. My parents are no longer able to take care of them. So now it is more of my responsibility. So my brother is in primary school right now and he'll be going to college. So as he's stepping into college, I have to step up to take care of his college needs entirely. I have to step up and take care of this and this and this. Both of you talk about it. Let it not be a story tomorrow. Why is it that most of the money you are sending into your family? Why is it that your brother has to come and stay with us? Why is it that your sister, your this, your that? If we talk about this thing before time, it will not be an issue at some point. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Petra. Thank you. She is she's the one that runs Vibes with Pet. Yes, I was trying to recall the name. She runs Vibes with Pet. You can check her out on Facebook. Thank you. I'm happy to see you, sis. Thank you, Marindu. Thank you. Petra says that financial stress in marriage can be managed easily if partners can be there to remind each other that it is not the end of the road. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I did mention something here. Honest, non-judgmental discussions. Ninimbe, thank you. Honest, non-judgmental discussions. We sit and talk about it. It gets very stressful more if you are hiding financial situations that you have. When you hide it from your partner does not know. And so they still live life at the same level, still having the same expectations. And when we still have those same expectations, they do not know that maybe we need to pipe down a little bit. Maybe we need to cut down on our expenses. If they still know that it is still that you that is earning 500,000, they don't know that although you're earning 500,000, you're owing millions. If they do not have that knowledge, they would want to maintain life at the level of that 500,000 salary without knowing that that amount is not even 1/10 maybe of what you're owing. So that honest talk, and you husband or wife, if your husband or wife comes to you to talk to you about their financial situation, to talk to you about the stress that they're having, it could be as a result of debts, it could be as a other things. When they come to you to talk to you about these things, please give them a listening ear and step out of the judgmental garment. Step out of the judgmental garment, and just like our sister Petra just said, make them feel that it is not the end of the road, because it becomes so stressful. I remember, I think it's earlier this year, my husband and his friend, they put in money into a certain project. They put in money into a certain project that failed. Millions that failed. So in such situations, when you know it, that is what has happened, you know that this money has gone, you as the woman, instead of being judgmental and stressing him the more, now you can step up. You try to step up. If you are making money, you can step up, and you're like, okay, it's not a problem. We will get out of this. So I'm stepping up in this way. I'll contribute more towards our expenses, towards this, just to make sure that we see how we can get back on our feet. But if you are so much judgmental and then adding stress on top of the financial stress, that can kill somebody. That can lead to murder. So it is important. Sit down and talk about it. Don't stress your wife that every minute is like, okay, people have come to the door. Your family members, they are there. They are in your house. No previous planning of their coming. No previous announcement. Nothing planned. Nothing put in place. Nothing. And then now the expectation is she has to step up, take care of them, cook for them, manage the home, and do everything. But if husband and wife can sit down, if your family members are visiting or they're coming to stay with you, both of you sit down and talk about it and say, okay, this is what is going to happen. My younger brother, you know my younger brother, this is a situation he has been facing where he is. So right now, I think that we can step up a little bit and just offer him shelter and take care of him so that he finishes high school. And now, both of you are looking at your finances. This is our finances. This is what we have been working on. Maybe we can cut down on our savings right now to take care of my brother. Maybe we can cut down on this, cut down on this, cut down on that to take care of this person. Your parents are coming in. We have to receive them well. You cannot be receiving your in-laws and you are frowning because you do not have the money to take care of them. You cannot be receiving your in-laws at a time where you're financially stressed. You make a plan. Even they tell you that we want to come next week. You tell them that, Mama, we will be very happy to have you. But you see, we will prefer that you come in next month. If you can come in next month, towards the end of the month, you make a plan with Mama. You make a plan with Papa. You make a plan with your family members and tell them, okay, wonderful. We will be very delighted to have you. Let's plan it for maybe the end of next month. You know why you are saying so? Because by the end of that month, maybe your salary has now come in. You have them in that plan of that money that you have in your hand. You have already budgeted for them, and you fully take care of them without frowning, without stressing, and without sighing. It's very, very uncomfortable that somebody enters your house and you are not able to feed them. You are not able to take care of them. You know, sometimes within your home, you know what you are doing. You can do your small rice, you can do your small this, because at that moment the finances do not permit. But if you are receiving somebody, when you receive somebody now, you are supposed to step up to maybe big chicken. You step up to a higher level of cow meat. Sometimes you can make your rice and you make your janga rice. It still has the protein that is needed. But when you are receiving somebody, you have to step up the game. receive them well, entertain them very well. So it will be disturbing if you get up to a surprise of family members. You are not prepared, you do not have the resources, you do not have the money to take care of them. So husband and wife, sit down. Even now that we are talking, still sit down, talk about your family, your extended family, and how it's your assistance. What are you doing to your family on a monthly basis? Spell it out. What are you doing to your family on a quarterly basis? Spell it out. What are you doing? Thank you so much, my wonderful sister, Bianjob. I'm happy to see you. She says, these are secrets to a long-lasting and healthy marriage. Great job, sis. More grace right now. Thank you so much, Ayomna. What are you doing to your family on a monthly basis? What are you doing? Both of you sit down and talk about it. You are the breadwinner. Okay, what are the expectations? You are supposed to sponsor all your younger ones. How many of them are there? Okay, what are their levels? What does it take to sponsor this one to this level? What does it take here? And both of you make a plan. Program yourselves on how to take care of that. You go through it stress-free. But when I know that during the pandemic, a lot happened and people had to move and run to other people's homes for assistance. We do understand those moments. But I did mention something here. Do you set something aside for rainy days? Do you have something like an emergency fund that you can fall back to in case of emergencies? Is there something that you can fall back to in case of emergency, or all that you have now is to eat now? Do you know that there are some people, the moment they hold money in their hands, it's like something is crashing them. If that money is not finished, they have no peace until the money goes down to the last franc. That's when they breathe and they can sit in their home. Some people, when they take their salary and they enter the bar, in fact, I'm still coming to the area of addiction. We were still talking about extended family. Make a plan. Delphine says, I think you can postpone their visit only when they easily understand. Some may interpret it differently. That is true. But is it okay for somebody to come to visit you when you are not there? Because when you are not there financially, you are not there. When you are not there financially, you're actually not there. So if it's a visit that can be postponed, if not, now we can fall back to this emergency fund. Do you have an emergency fund? Is there something that you are putting aside? Or anytime that something hits you as an emergency, you are running to borrow money from people. Everybody in the quarter will hear your problem. And there are some people, in the quarter, when you go to them, you need some money to do something. They will ask you to tell you what you want to do. You take your time, explain everything, explain. By the time you finish all that explanation, they will tell you, oh, where? If you had just come an hour ago, oh, if you had just entered an hour ago, I just gave money out now. In fact, before you were, did you see Pa John? As you were coming, I just gave that money out to Pa John. You know what? They sit down and listen. From the very beginning, they knew that they would not have that money to give you, but they want to hear what the problem is. And so you will go to like 10 homes and explain that problem. And the whole village now knows your problem, but still the problem has not been solved. They will hear it, but they will not give you anything. But if you have something like an emergency fund that you are putting aside, sometimes it is little, but you don't think if you don't think about it, after a while you will see that it can build up. Just imagine that every month, if you are working, every month you just say 5,000 francs. Let me use francs CFA. You just say 5,000 francs or 10,000. I will not look at this money. Just keep it. Just put it somewhere. Just put it here. Just put it somewhere. You don't look at it. In 1 year, if something does not come up, that money is sitting there. Delphine says, I just like this topic of today most. Thank you, Delphine. Think of rainy days. It should not always be that your rainy days you have to run to somebody's house. The whole village will hear you. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, My sister B. He says, with prayers, God will bring understanding, alignment, and perfect timing. Hallelujah. Thank you so much. And now, another issue now is the issue of addiction. Issue of addiction. If you have somebody, if you are dealing with somebody who is addicted, maybe addicted to alcohol, addicted to smoking, addicted to one thing or the other, the moment they take their money, I was already mentioning this thing, the moment they withdraw their money from the bank, that money leaves the bank to the bar, and then what comes back home to you is a drunk individual. So there are people who are fed up with what they are facing in their home because money never reaches home. Some people do not even know when salaries are paid to their partners. They don't even know because nothing changes. Nothing changes. My uncle that just died, when this my uncle used to take money, you would just know. Sometimes he would just come and carry us and go to a store and say, everybody take what you want. In those days, when you look at Mambo chocolate, it's like gold. We are looking at bread and chocolate. It's gold that he's giving you. Say, take what you want. You say, give me bread and chocolate. You know that you have spent uncle's money. Some people, you will never know when their money came in. Husband like wife. Nothing changed. Money is entering like it's entering a hole. Her money just enters a hole and it is gone. Enters a hole and it is gone. What are you doing with this money? Some people, it's just the addiction. Before the money comes, they're already owing in that bar. So they go today, they settle the previous bill, and then they learn another bill. They settle the previous bill. And you see some of these people will sit in the bar and look at the bar and say, give drinks to everybody. Everybody. Maybe there's no food in the house. Rents have not been paid. Landlord is coming every day, pay rent. But the moment they get that money, the addiction, that addiction to drinking just blinds their expenses, just blinds everything that they needed to do with money. And they are sitting in there, give drinks to everybody. The bill comes. All the money is gone. But when they get back home, it's the next day that they are thinking of, oh, I should have paid the landlord. Oh, children's school fees. Addiction. And now, I want to talk about this one. There are some things that are purely spiritual. Did you hear what I said? There are some things that are purely spiritual. There are some financial issues that are spiritual, truthfully. We have talked about financial infidelity. We have talked about debt. We have talked about our children. We have talked about extended families. We have talked about power plays and all of this. But you know what? Let me tell you also about the spiritual side of things. There are some of these things that are spiritual. There are some people that are operating under a curse. There are people that are operating under spiritual limitations. There are people that are operating under spiritual embargoes. Then it has been said, it has been spoken, it has been declared that in your family, there's nobody that will go above a certain level. So as you rise to that point, from there, you can only go down. You cannot go far, you cannot go up. There are people that are operating under financial embargoes, financial limitations, that you will take the money, you don't know what you did with the money, but the money is all gone. Some people are operating under those kind of curses that keeps hold in your hands. I don't know if you believe this. If you don't believe this one, believe the other ones that we have talked about and work on it. But for those that do believe also that in addition to all of these things that we are mentioning, there is a spiritual side of life. Listen to what I am saying. There is a spiritual side of life. Yes, my sister says spiritual dogs, spiritual things are real. Yes, they are real. Spiritual dogs. Do you know that there are times that by the time your money is about to come, there's a particular dream that you will have. You may have a particular dream, and that particular dream that you're having, that is that particular dream that each time you have, your money goes down. You don't understand what is happening to your finances. Anytime you're trying to rise, it's not working. You're doing everything that you need to do, but it's not working. So I just wanted us to know that there is that spiritual aspect of it. There is a spiritual level of it, that you don't deal with it with the physical things that we are going to mention. Those things, you can only deal with them spiritually as well. You can only deal with them spiritually. The Bible says that Jesus became poor that we might be rich. That we are going to lend unto nations. But you see yourself, you are going down every day. Your debts are not reducing, they are increasing. They are growing. You rob Peter to pay Paul. You borrow from money lenders, 20%. Tomorrow that money lender is on your neck. You go and borrow from another money lender at 50%. You come and pay. That debt is growing. You run to your bank. You borrow. You run to your meeting. And then you're shaking like this. Jangi is about to end. It's December. They say they're sharing money on this particular day. You are there. You have no hope. You don't even know where that money will come from for you to meet up all the money that you have borrowed from left and right. My brother, my sister, sometimes there is natural, but sometimes there is also the spiritual added to it. Deborah says, very true, there is a spiritual part of life, and such things can only be handled spiritually. Amen. So we are talking about all of these things. How do we handle this financial stress? I was not planning to go this long, but let's just deal with it. Let's just deal with it. We'll find time and really plan something. Not on Facebook, we can plan something on Zoom, just to work on our finances, just to work on finances. It's very important. It's a very vital area of our marriage, very vital area in our families. Okay. I remember my sister mentioned here that both partners will have to work together. Yes, that is it. Working together is very vital. Sitting together as a team. The first aspect will be open communication, as I keep saying, open communication. You know, whatever you are hiding, that thing will eat you up. When you keep hiding it, it will keep eating you up. But when you bring it out to the open, when you bring it out to light, that is when you are ready to actually deal with it. If you keep hiding that situation from your husband, you keep hiding it from your wife, you're owing money in a meeting, you're owing here, owing there. If you keep hiding it, it will not go down, it will keep increasing. You will keep struggling on the ground. You cannot eat well. You're losing weight. Or maybe for some people, you are gaining weight. You are feeling sick. Today is your head that is aching. Tomorrow is your stomach that is aching. Your leg, your back. People call your phone, you cannot answer. You see strange number, you cannot answer strange number. It may be somebody that is calling to ask for money. Stress. You are stressed out. Open your mouth. Call your partner. Both of you sit down. And you tell your partner that this is the situation. This is what I'm going through. This is what I have. And I've told us, please don't be judgmental. If somebody comes to you like that, in that brokenness, and they're telling you what the situation is, the first thing that you need to do is just to show them empathy. Show them empathy. Do not start with questions. Don't start with the kind of questions like, what did you do with this money? How did you? No. Show them empathy and console them and tell them that it's not the end of the world. We can still make it. Now let's see how we can work together, how we can pull resources together to work together as a team to combat this. It's not a time for you to carry it. Go out there, you're telling other people, spreading it around. That you see, oh, this man, this, that. It's a very useless man, irresponsible man, somebody that cannot, now he has run into debt. No, that's not the time for it. That's not the time for it. Show empathy. Work together as a team. 2, the Bible says, 2 are better than 1. Even if it's just you alone, you are not yet married, you are in that situation, sit down by yourself, sit down. Take a book, a pen and a paper. Write it down. Write it down. This is what I owe. Meeting 1, meeting 2, bank 1, or individual 1, or money lender 1. This is what I owe here. This is what I owe here. Total 1 million, total 5 million, total 10 million. It doesn't matter. But the fact that you take time to look at how much you owe, you are ready to tackle it. And when you look at that amount that you're owing, that aspect that is bringing you that financial stress. Now I'm looking at debt. Look at that amount that you're owing. You look at the one that has the highest interest. The one that has the highest interest, you make a plan to clear off that one first. Then you go to the next one. You clear off that one first. Maybe while you're clearing off the other one, you can be doing little payments to the other ones. But the one that has the greatest interest, if you are borrowing money from a money lender, borrowed from a bank, and borrowed from an individual, start with money lender. Look at the interest rate at the bank. Start with the bank. If the interest rate is high, if it is a brother or a friend, they just gave you the money and say give back. This one you can actually go and talk to your brother, talk to your sister. My brother, my sister, I promised you that I will pay you this money. Pay you this money on this date. It is not good to just run away. Just you're owing somebody money, then you just run and then you go. Talk to them. I acknowledge that I'm actually owing you this money. I acknowledge that I'm actually owing you this money. And this is the reason. Please, can you extend it for a little bit? Can you extend a little bit? Let me take care of a few things. That is why it's good to build good relationships with people as well. I talked about relationships the other day. It's good to establish good relationships with people. Because if you take from A to there and you run away, that's the end of it. That relationship is broken. Somebody said people prefer to end a relationship with you than to pay back the debt that they're owing you. The relationship ends. Build good relationship with people. Go and talk. Sometimes even when it comes to the banks, you are able to just go back to the bank, go back to your credit union, go and sit down with them and tell them that my financial situation right now, it's not working. I had promised that I will be paying 100,000 every month, but right now, please, can we review the payments? Because if you just run away and you start missing payments, the amount is increasing, interest is adding on top of it. Honest, open communication. We have mentioned that. And now, next thing, do you have a budget? And what are your financial goals? You know why when people win, how do they call it, TXA, or win money in a lottery, they never really do anything with it because for some people, there was never a plan. So it's just like a surprised amount. And when they get the surprise amount, they spend it surprisingly. They also spend it surprisingly. Do you have financial goals as an individual, as a family? What is the financial goal? If somebody asks you now, what is the financial goal that you and your husband have? Do you know? Do you have any? What is your financial goal? What are you planning to achieve financially? It starts from there. If you don't have a goal, then you're not working towards anything. And when you're not working towards anything, you cannot achieve anything. What is the financial goal? Both of you have sat down. And if the goal is that before the end of this year, we should have a plot in so and so place. That is now something that you guys are working towards. So how do we get a plot in this place? This plot in this place costs this amount. How do we work together now to acquire that piece of land? That's a goal. You guys start working towards that goal. You start building towards that goal. But if you have no goal, the money is to spend and to waste. the money will waste. So set financial goals, have financial goals. All right, next, do you have a budget? Do you have a budget? What is a budget? A budget is just a document that shows your expected expenses and income. What do you expect to come in? What are the expenses that you have for the month? What will be left? What are you planning to do with what is left? How much are you planning to save? Do you have like a budget? Make a budget. Make a budget. Both of you sit down. Or you, as an individual, sit down. This is how much I get each month. This is how much I spend. Sometimes when you really actually take time to write down your expenditures, your expenses for the month, that gives you a clear picture of where your money is going. And now you can also look at it and know where you need to cut down. You know where you need to downsize. You are just two of you. You are staying in a 4-bedroom house that you're renting. It's not that it's your house, that you are renting a 4-bedroom house. You also analyze those things and see, is that expenditure necessary? Are you doing it because your friends are staying in that kind of house? Or are you doing it because your finances are permitting you to do it? You want to buy a car. It's a good thing. So why are you buying a car? Is it actually a necessity at this time for you to buy a car, or is it luxury? Are you just buying it because some of your friends are driving cars, and so you think that because they are driving cars, you too, let me show that I'm also somebody now, I'm also working. Let me also drive. Take a look at your budget. Take a look at what is coming in. Take a look at what goes out on a monthly basis. Write them down. Budget for things. Budget for things. What I do is that as I and my husband, we have a financial goal that we will be working towards this in this time. This is what we are working towards. So our focus will be on this. This is my commitment to my family on a monthly basis. This is my commitment to other things on a monthly basis. So if somebody comes to me within the month, sister, help me. I need help in this area. I need help in that area. If I look at the thing and it's something that I'm able to help with, I'll make a program. If my budget for this month does not permit that, I will schedule them. I'll tell them, okay, let's try to work on this next month. I'll see what I can do in November. I'll see what I can do in December. If it's something that is not so urgent, I'll see what I can do in December. And I make provision for that in the money that I am receiving. So when I am calculating my money for the month of November, I'm making provision for this person, making provision for this person, making provision for this particular aspect. So that it is you don't receive money, and the moment somebody is just saying that this is something that this is what is happening, and it's gone. Budget it. And sometimes there are months that my budget for what I need to support people with, sometimes I carry it over to the next month. Sometimes I carry it over to the next month. If I told myself that this month I'm going to help or assist somebody or some people, if somebody comes up to me with a situation like this, I am putting aside $50 for this particular kind of aspect. If within that month nothing comes up in that area, that $50 is carried forward to the next month. So the next month now, what I have as that provision for that particular area will now be about $100. That's it. So when you see sometimes even people who come to Facebook or come and they are doing giveaway, don't just do giveaway because you see people doing giveaway. Do giveaway because your budget has an allowance for it. Your budget has an allowance for that giveaway. Don't come and carry your rent and do giveaway. Don't come and carry your food money to do giveaway. Does your budget have an allowance for that? So budgeting is very important. Sometimes if you write down your expenses very well, some people, you will notice that your expenses are more than what you're making. But you have never realized it. You have never really paid attention. Your expenses may be more than what you're actually receiving. But because you're trying to move from month to month and grabbing from here and grabbing there and putting here and putting this way, it's making you feel like you are meeting up, but you might not be meeting up. So please take your time today. Write down your expenses. What do you actually spend on? Is it your rent, your feeding, your clothes, your this? Don't just buy clothes because you saw a beautiful dress you want to buy. Does your budget give allowance for that purchase? It is not because every girl, every lady is putting on bone straight. You will hang on your husband's neck at one bone straight, at one bone straight. Does your family budget give allowance to the bone straight? If it does, why not? If it does, why not? But if it doesn't right now, there's time for everything. You give time to yourself. And both of you build up. And once your budget is able to give allowance to those things, you buy them. It's never too late. Even the people that struggle to buy iPhone 7, iPhone 8, iPhone 13, is there no iPhone 14 now? There's iPhone 14 now. People that could kill somebody, that if you don't buy me iPhone 13, if you don't buy me iPhone 13, I will die. They bought you the iPhone 13. Now iPhone 14 is out. Maybe I did not have, my budget did not allow me to buy iPhone 13, but I kept building up. I kept extending, building it up, building it up. Now I'm able to afford iPhone 14. And I buy it. Don't be in competition with anybody. Don't try to be like anybody. Don't struggle to meet up other people's standards. Don't let people set standards for you. Set your standards that you're able to meet up with. Don't run another man's race. Don't live another man's life. Run your race at your pace. Live your life and grow. Don't expand. Grow up. Grow up. Don't balloon up. Grow up. Are we together? Is this making sense? So we have talked about open communication. We have talked about emergency fund. I didn't mention here something about your money personality. What is your money personality? Are you a spender? Are you a saver? If you're a spender and you are not able to help yourself, if you are working, if your money is passing through a bank, if you what the job you're doing, your money is passing through a bank, you can set a certain amount with your bank. Go to your bank, tell them, as my money is coming in, this particular portion of it, I don't even want to see it. I don't even want to know that it's existing. Just cut it and put in a different account. In fact, if you can block this account even for a year, block it. Block the account for about a year. And after a year, see how your money has grown. Do you believe in investments? Thank you so much, Steve. He says, don't be fooled by the social media perfect perception. When you see people come out on social media, don't be deceived. Don't be deceived, especially even in this country that we are. You see, we are able to go to a store in this country, buy a dress, come and put it on, and then we go and return. We go and take the money back. We go and give the dress and take the money. You will never see us with that dress again. It's not like we don't repeat clothes. It's because it actually belonged to the shop. We gave it back and took the money. Here, refund is easy, very easy. You get a dress, you wear to a party, you go back, you leave the tag on. The tag is still hanging there, you put it inside. You go back and give it back to the shop and then take your money back. You can even use a credit card, make the payment, then you go give it back. And So when you see some of us, if you see some ladies in the US, as they dress and dress, you don't see them repeating any clothes. Don't go and carry your life savings and enter a shop in Yaoundé, in Douala, in Bamenda, or wherever, and clear out the whole shop. You want to look like this person. With some of these clothes that we don't own them. My sister is laughing. Some of them, we don't own them. You see somebody dancing at a party, the tag of the dress is still dancing outside. Don't cut it. Don't even try to help them to cut that tag. No, don't try. Don't try to cut it, because if you cut it, they will not be able to refund. She says, even that is bad doses. Yeah, that's very true. But this is what people are doing. This is what people do. Some people, some of the pictures that they post, they take the pictures right inside the dressing room in some shops. They go and wear it there, take a picture, remove it and keep it back, and then come out. They post the picture on Facebook. And you are running. And you are running. You are trying to meet up. Long term, not fine. Live within your means. Live within your means. Don't spend more than what you can have. Don't go spending above your what you are receiving, because you want to please somebody, because you want to meet up with some standards that society has set, or some standards that some people have said, and you want to challenge them. The only person that you should try to challenge in this life is you, your previous level. Challenge your present level and move up to the next level. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. All right. I think we have talked about quite a lot of things. I've talked about quite a lot of things. And I will also advise us, please, learn some basic financial knowledge. Just get some basic financial knowledge. There's also aspects of investment, investing. You may not own a business, but you can have some small money and buy shares in another person's business. And especially startups, small businesses, when you look at it, you can see that this business has the potential to grow, potential to increase, potential to be something else tomorrow. Imagine people that invested in Facebook, the earlier days, how much they may be earning today. Imagine people that invested in some little startup that maybe some people did not believe in, but you looked at it with vision, with long-term view, looking at the long term, not only today or tomorrow or next week or next year. And you see that this is actually something that I can invest in. And you buy some shares and just stay quiet. And as time is going on, that company, as the company is growing, you are growing. So basic financial knowledge is very, very important. What do you know about earnings? What do you know about spending? What do you know about saving? What do you even know about borrowing? What do you know about investing? What do you know about life insurance? These are some things that people joke about, especially here in the United States. That sometimes you see a lot of GoFundMe, people are making GoFundMes for people. I don't know how life insurance works in Cameroon, but investing in some of those areas, do you invest in your retirement? Even if you're not working with the government, because I know the government will always pull your money aside, pull the money for you and put in your pension fund. But if you're not working for the government, you are working in the private sector, you will retire tomorrow. What are you thinking about retirement? What do you think about retirement? Do you want to be retired and then just be a lousy person, somebody that is, you don't have anything for yourself? What do you think about retirement? Very important. So there's just a lot of these things as I've just mentioned to us. As I've mentioned to us, I listened to one husband and wife. They said a few things that really struck me. They said they usually have the meetings in their home that they call financial meetings. They started having the meetings before they had kids, and when finally they have their kids, they still have those financial meetings. Those financial meetings, they discuss financial issues. They talk about their finances. They talk about their financial goals. They talk about their budget. They talk about what they're hoping to take care of, and they actually document all of that information, and they work within their budget, and they are teaching their children to understand spending, to understand financial, to gain financial knowledge, so that they don't make costly mistakes and land themselves into situations that may be stressful. You have to determine how much of your income is supposed to go into your rent, how much of your income you are putting aside, how much are you ready to spend in this area, in that area. And then also think of what are alternative ways that you can use to make money apart from the job that you are doing right now. And the alternative ways that you can use to make money will be to create value. Is there a talent that you have? Is there something that you know how to do? Apart from maybe you are a teacher, you are working in a bank, you are working here, but is there a talent that you have? Is there something else that you can do? And I see a lot of people adding apart from what they're doing, they go into baking. Some people doing one or two things. Look at yourself. What is that talent that you have? What is that thing that you can do? What is that value that you can create that can bring you money? So that you don't depend only on your salary. You have something else that you are doing that can bring you money. Are we blessed? And then coming back to the spiritual side of things, as I have told us, life is spiritual. You can do all of these things. You can do the budget. You can write everything down. You guys can try to work together as a team. You can try to save money for rainy days. You can try to do all of these things. But if there is a spiritual hand that is involved, until you deal with that spiritually, you may not emerge financially. We're talking about financial freedom. We're talking about a stress-free stress-free marriage, a financial stress-free marriage. We're talking about a financial stress-free life, even for you as an individual. If you are not married, you have tried all. You have struggled this way. You tried this way. You hit it this way. It's still not working. In all of these things that we will advise, can you do it prayerfully? Can you bring in the aspect of prayer? Can you bring in God into this equation of your life, into this financial equation of your life? He is the one that says that you will lend unto nations. It is still him that says that Jesus became poor so that we might be rich. Not the kind of rich in the eyes of this world. The Bible says that it is true that money answered all things. It is not money that is the root of all evil. It is the love of money that is the root of all evil. So if you're not able to meet up with your basic needs and you're trying to meet up, is that the love of money? There's no spirituality that calls us into a life of mediocrity. There's no spirituality that is calling us into a life of lack, the life of limitation, a life where your children cannot go to school, a life where you're not able to meet up with rents, you're not able to have a good place to put your head down. That's not the life that God will call us into. That's not the life that God has designed for us. So as we do all of these things, as we strive to overcome these limitations, there's something that Delphine said here that I think that I want to say something about. She says some partners can't accept to work together because of infidelity, which needs to be taken up some of the money, and an explanation should not be given for it. And this is just very true. Some financial stress that some people go through in their homes is because there is somebody out there You are not making enough, but the little that you're making, you're sharing it between 2 homes. And some of the girls, when they are dating a married man, they are super demanding. They are the ones that have the bone straight. The wife in the house cannot even dare. They are the ones that have the designer clothes and the designer bags and the designer shoes. They pull from the resources of your family. Even some women sponsor men out there, pulling from the resources of their family. The family begins to struggle financially. The family begins to stress financially. So infidelity, as she mentioned, is also an aspect that can cause financial stress. And this one is causing double stress, because infidelity in itself is stress. And now to think that the money that the family cannot have, the money that the family is not able to put together, that's the money that is going to somebody else out there. That's the money that is paying rent for somebody out there. That's the money that is buying clothes, buying everything for somebody out there. That's the money that is taking them to hotels. It's the same money that is taking them to extravagant restaurants. So that's double stress. That's double stress. How do you stop this one? Stop the infidelity. Stop the infidelity. Stop the double life. Be focused. Focus on your goals. And I've also told her it still comes back sometimes to the spiritual aspect of it. Why? Because some of these ladies that you see out there, they are not normal. Seriously, some of them are not normal. Some of them are not just natural. Some of them are coming from somewhere. Some of them are coming, they are on assignment to drain you and frustrate your home and frustrate your marriage. So every advice that I will give, everything that I will say, as it concerns your finances, as it concerns your home, if I don't talk about prayer in it, if I don't bring in God in it, I am not helping you enough. I am not helping you enough, because there is a spiritual side of life. There are people that are operating under curses. There are people that are operating under spiritual limitations, spiritual embargoes. There are people that your family, in your entire family, nobody has ever held 1 million in their hands. Nobody. 1 million. Nobody. If you look at your family line to think of who has ever actually just held 1 million like this, that is their money. Nobody. Spiritual embargo. People make declarations. Sometimes you think that you are helping people. You take your money and you give somebody, and the person uses that money to make incantations. The person uses that money to make satanic declarations against you. And from that day that your money touched that person's hand, your life has never been the same again. Even some people that sit by the roadside, they're begging for money. Sometimes with your pure heart, sometimes with your love for people, you say it is a good thing for me to help. You remove your money and give. And that is the beginning of your downfall. That's the beginning of your downfall. Some people, it was maybe a visit to a marabout, a visit to a witch doctor, and you dropped your money there. From that day, your life has never been the same again. Financially, you have never been stable. So with this one, do you solve it by making a budget? Do you solve it by analyzing your expenses? Do you solve it just by empty communication? This one, you have to deal with it spiritually as well. You have to handle it prayerfully. This one, you deal with it spiritually too. You pray about your finances. Pray about your family's finances. Pray about your husband's finances. Pray about your wife's finances. Make declarations over your life, over your finances. Sometimes some people actually have the money, but now you are not seeing the right thing to invest in. You don't even know what to invest in. And you can also pray for insight. You can also pray that God should open your eyes to opportunities. Those opportunities that will not bring you into deeper trouble, bigger problems. And seek professional help as well. If you see an investment, you see something that somebody is proposing to you, if you are not very versed in that area, look for somebody that you know that knows a lot of things about in the financial area, and talk with them. That look at this thing. Somebody is telling me that if I invest this amount within this period of time, this is what I will have. Does this look real? Because sometimes it will be unreal to a financial person, but you that is not a financial person, you may not know. So you just see it as an opportunity and you put your money inside and it's gone. Talk to people that can help you. Talk to people that can help you. People that can help you with financial planning. People that can help with financial planning. People that can help you with financial advice, financial analysis, to tell you that, okay, with this kind of investment, yes, this is something that you can try. But always know that investment, you should invest. We are hoping to get something, but always check your risk level. What level of risk are you able to take? Risk means that if you lose that money, the heavens will not collapse. Are you able to take that kind of risk? There are some people that are risk takers, that they can take their life savings and put into a project. If the project works, yes, they are millionaires. If the project fails, they start back from zero and start building. There are some people that do not want to take risk at all. So if you're that kind of person that you are afraid of risk, take it slowly. If you're investing in something, you can start investing a small amount and see the turnout. And then you invest another amount and see the turnout. In fact, I've talked too much. We will find time to really talk about this financial area for individuals, for homes, and really see how we can build our financial senses, how we can go into deep, just the basic financial knowledge, bring up that basic financial knowledge and help each other to strive, help each other to excel financially. Sometimes it doesn't need something so big, something little. It doesn't need much. You put in something little to get what you need. And as a family, I keep insisting, husband and wife work together as a team. Some people will bring their money together as one and then start working from there. Some people will talk and agree that this person, you bring this portion and take care of this aspect. You bring this portion and take care of this aspect. But the one that works best for your family, the one that works best for your family, this is what you're taking care of, and I am covering the rest. Lady, you are working. If you can take care of the kitchen, if you can take care of the children, clothes, and then the cooking of the house, husband now says, okay, I'll take care of the rent and the bills and other things, as it works for both of you. But it should never be the case where the woman says, my money is my money, but my husband's money is for the entire family. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, B. Johnson. She says, you have not talked too much. People truly struggle because they don't know this information, and not everyone is willing or has been graced to share. Thank you so much, sis. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you for that. So we will find time and also link up even with this, my wonderful sister who just commented here, and other people. We can organize something on Zoom just to talk about this financial management, especially when it comes to marriage. Financial aspect, financial knowledge, talking about the basic financial needs, what we all need to know when it comes to finances. You might not have studied a lot to know so much about the financial world, but we can actually just talk about the basic things that everybody needs to know, just very basic, that you need to know for your family to experience financial freedom, for your family to experience, how do I put it, financial peace financial peace. That arguments in your home will not always be arguments about money. Why is it that you did this with money? Why is it that money did that? Why is it that money did this? Misunderstandings from here and there. People hiding assets, other people hiding bank accounts, others hiding debts, hiding credit cards, hiding what they are owing just because they don't want that talking about it or arguing about it. So thank you guys so much. Thank you all so much for being here. Even after this, you can continue to share with other people. We will work on something in this area of financial knowledge, and we will let you know. Thank you all so much for joining. Continue sharing this page, bringing more people to follow the page. Share with your family and friends, share with your loved ones. We are together. God bless you. I pray for each and every one of us that is experiencing financial stress right now in your life, in your marriage. May the God of peace give you peace in the name of Jesus. May the Lord give you wisdom on how to handle the financial issues that are bringing the stress in your life at this moment. May the Lord give you understanding, bring you knowledge. May He give you peace. May He bring you to that level of communication with your partner to establish and be able to pull resources together to handle all the financial issues that are bringing strife in your home, that are bringing misunderstandings in your home. In the name of Jesus Christ, may the Lord help us. May the Lord give us the grace. May the Lord help us to live within our means. May the Lord help us to build as a family. May the Lord help us to work as a team. May the Lord help us financially to excel in our homes in different areas and to bring glory to His name. In the name of Jesus Christ, we pray with thanksgiving. Amen. I call you blessed. Go and be a blessing to others. Amen. Thank you all. See you again next Saturday, but we'll keep talking within the week. Stay blessed.